Danielle Smith is trying to distract everyone from her recent scandal involving accepting a private vacation from the Saudi Arabian government by attacking terminally ill Albertans. You know, like a normal person. Am I going to criticize Danielle for whining and dining on the Saudis' dime and only being able to claim that it was approved by the ethics commissioner because Danielle changed the laws so that she would have more permission to be evil? Not really, because listen, Albertans have already largely accepted that their premier is corruption incarnate. Either they're on board with that and they're voting UCP in the next election, or they're not on board with that and they're either voting for the NDP or for the Tory party or for the Liberals. I'm kidding. Uh, but everyone's kind of already decided whether or not they like having an evil premier. Nobody's really debating whether or not she's evil. Everyone kind of knows it. I used to think that the only thing that could really sink someone like Danielle would be stuff involving a kid. But recent events have made it clear that even that, even though the fact that she's flown to Mar-a-Lago and all that, this is not going to hurt anything because apparently now the card-carrying conservatives are apparently the pro-private islands party. Remember when there used to be all those conservative influencers who were like, oh, we hunt pedophiles? Turns out it's easy to hunt when it's yourselves. But the unfortunate thing for terminally ill Albertans, whose own bodies have become torture chambers, like something out of a bad Outer Limits episode, Danielle is uncomfortable with you existing on your terms. Like, yeah, she'll underfund healthcare to the point where your odds of dying go through the roof. Literally, her cuts and thefts have resulted in multiple deaths. And that's not me saying that. That's Alberta's doctors. But Albertans are only allowed to die from natural causes, bureaucratic negligence, Cybertrucks on autopilot, workplace negligence, domestic violence, child abuse, as long as the parent was using a belt and the kid was gay, and of course, lastly, at your own hands if you are a man who keeps trying to provide for his wife and kids, but keeps getting laid off and the bills are piling up and you can't stand to see your family suffer anymore. Danielle still respects your right to buy equipment that lets you take yourself out and anyone else who you feel like taking down to the train station with you. But don't you dare consult with doctors and psychologists or clergy or your own family to go out on your own terms while you still have some quality of life. If you know that you have a disease that will eventually rob you of your mobility, your mind, your ability to express yourself, if you know that who you are is going to slip away, you can't plan to get as much of your life while it's bearable as possible and then trust those around you to put you down with at least the same sort of dignity that we give to a beloved family dog. No, in Danielle's Alberta, you gotta Christy Gnome yourself, old yeller. Don't tell anyone. Don't share your fear or sorrow. It needs to be a traumatic surprise for everyone in your life. Otherwise, they could be seen as an accessory. It'll be your job, as your mind goes, to figure out a method that lets you leave in a quick and painless fashion. And maybe you consider the mess that you're going to leave behind and what that's going to do to the people who find you. Maybe you don't. Don't you dare try and leave with dignity, because Danielle needs to campaign off of your suffering. Otherwise, she can't do a snowplow impression off an ass so tight you could bounce your civil rights off of it on the 30th floor of an Abu Dhabi skyscraper.